If your idea of a great time is to take an ATV ride through the mountains and jungles of the Sierre Madre mountains which surround Puerto Vallarta, swim below the falls of a mountain-fed spring with ponds filled with the cleanest, clear, fresh water one can imagine. Then have a relaxing, delicious lunch on semi-private rocky patios while listening to the waterfalls and the stream rush by. Then on your return ATV ride back to the shop, you get to stop in at a tequila spot for tasting. Then I think I've got the tour for you. It's called Unique ATV Tours and it's located in the Cinco de Diciembre area of Puerto Vallarta, at the corner of Rio de la Plata and Rio Balsa. Unique has 4-hour ATV tours out to Rancho Las Pilas, normally starting at 9:30 or 1 o'clock. Unfortunately, we had prior engagements and we couldn't make any of those times, but by sheer chance we were able to arrange a private tour because one of their employees needed to be out there at a different time that suited us well. So the first step once you arrive is you need to check in and sign their waiver form, so releasing them from liability. And if you're a driver, you need to have your driver's license and present it here. We then headed out to the shop to get suited up with helmets, bandanas, and goggles. While there, we got to interact with the Unique ATV Tour mascots such as this budgie, or I think it's a green parrot. And then following a short presentation, we got to get into our vehicles, which are the Can-Am Defender models. Quite large and quite powerful, great units to ride with great suspension. Excellent. So this is a Can-Am Defender. That's a big machine. So the Can-Am Defenders are quite large. They're 6-person machines, really comfortable if there's only 4 of you, but we went with 6 and we didn't find it any problem. And we threw all our gear in the back and they said that we're on dirt roads and cobblestone streets as well as a little short stretch on the highway, and there was no chance anything would bounce out. They have great seat belts that basically lock you in place as well. We felt really secure. And we're off for our big excursion. Woohoo! Unique ATV Tours, here we go! So the first part of the trip is to jump on the 200 highway through the tunnel road, and here is the tunnel itself. And this tunnel and this road normally takes you to the city center, but we're not going that far. After a short distance, we turned off on Calle la Riviera, which is the road that runs alongside the Cuale River. And we'll follow that road until we enter the colonial of Paseo de Guayabo. And then from there, we're turning to the right and going up a dirt road all the way to Rancho Las Pilas. We traveled approximately about 8 kilometers before we turned off onto the dirt road towards Rancho Las Pilas. And then on the way back, we actually took a little side trip up into the mountains before heading back to the Unique ATV shop. So after getting off the highway, you follow along the Cuale River, and you can see that on the right. There's a number of different bridges, which are pretty interesting. But you pass through this little town here, and it's in the colonial of Buenos Aires. And after that, you pass through a number of other little towns. So you really get to see what the countryside looks like. You can see the Sierre Madre Mountains on either side of the valley here, which the River Cuale runs through. Just very interesting to see how the people live here. Road conditions, architecture, I just find it very fascinating. You can see right now we're on a very well-maintained road, some cobblestone in the middle, but basically cement down the other sections. And as we get past this little section of town, you're going to find that things become a lot more, sparse and a lot more mountainous and more jungle-like. I love going all over the place. I love this city, so this is just fun for me. Here's the other bridge I was telling you about. So you can go across that and just walk along the bank and then over the hill. So we just went over a bridge, so now the Cuale River will be on the left-hand side, and for a little while here, I'm just going to let you go along with me as we cruise the streets along the cities here, these small little villages, and then we'll hit a turn-off on the right-hand side, and we'll start our trek higher up into the mountains along a dirt road. So enjoy this little section. lot more little restaurants in this little town here now.
Yes. They're actually building a lot more.
Yeah. Going to the restaurant Moro Free, so every time I come.
Chili's a very, very close friend of mine.
He's a great guy.
I've known him for probably 15 years.
Oh, nice. So we're now going under these arches, which marks the area of Jarillo. And my understanding, or at least what has been told to me, is that this is communal, native or indigenous people's land in this area. The arches symbolize, I guess, the border of that area. As you can see here, we're on these great or beautiful cobblestone streets, and I know these were just recently redone, and they're actually quite nice. Right. I guess you can see we're having a great time along this ride, and you can tell that it's not that noisy because I'm able to film and we're all able to talk with one another. So this machine is actually quite quiet. And even though we're on these cobblestone streets, the tire noise isn't actually that significant. So in a moment here, we're going to turn off to the right, and well, you'll see some signs on the right-hand side for Rancho Las Pilas. It'll say that it'll take you 18 minutes to get there from this point. This is where we actually depart from the Cuale River on our left-hand side, and we'll be, I guess, following along it, but we'll be so high up into the mountains. And Rancho Las Pilas is actually situated on a tributary or spring-fed tributary that actually runs into the Cuale River. So here we go on the dirt road. Let's experience that together as well. So this section of the trail or the ride is where you need your goggles and bandana, especially if you're falling behind the car like we just did. We slowed down so they could get ahead of us. But when you go out in the group tours, if you're not in the front, I guess you're going to get a little bit dusty. But that's okay. That's all part of the adventure. We are fortunate that we're going on basically a private tour here, and we're the only ones pretty much on the road. So it was such a pleasure not being dusted out by anybody. Having said that, on the way back, we did run across a few people that we had to trail behind, but we didn't find it very dusty at all. It actually wasn't a big deal. So now that we're on these dirt roads, I decided to check with my fellow passengers to see how they're enjoying the trip, and I think they all are still loving it.
Ah, wait!
A little bit of a windy road here. Nice.
Yeah, perfect.
Tequila. Beautiful. We're stopping on the way back. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to measure the exact distance once we left the cobblestone road to Rancho Las Pilas, but I believe it's approximately 5 kilometers, and the time to take to get there on the ATV that we're driving this side by side is 18 minutes, and a really enjoyable ride. I found it not overly bumpy. You can see the road has actually been graded, so it was very easy to traverse across. Love the scenery. You're high up and you keep on climbing high into the mountains, and that's where we'll find this mountain stream, which is a tributary into the Cuale River, and that's where the falls and these natural spring-fed pools are, and that's where we'll be swimming here shortly. Beautiful scenery, being in the mountains. I tell you, it's very idyllic, very enjoyable. So on this trail, you go past several ranchos. I believe they're like a cottage here in the mountains, and because they're in the mountains, they call them ranchos. I was telling our guide that the last time I was up in this area, we were on a path, and we got chased down the path by a local cow or bull. So as I was saying that, we ran across some right in the middle of the street here, and we had to stop our vehicle to let them move out of the way so we could get by. The dogs started chasing the cows, right? They ran back at us.
No, was it the big dog and the
Yeah, the same dogs.
Same dog.
So every kilometer or so, we would pass by some different structures, but that made it interesting. And you can see on the right-hand side, this is quite a large area when they had a lot of cattle in fenced pens and so forth. I was actually surprised about that because I would have expected there wouldn't be a lot of grazing around here. But maybe they bring in their food for them. But it looked like they had quite the operation going here in the mountains. You can really feel the temperature difference when you're in the lower end.
But our friends live in Costa Rica. Across like the
6 minutes. What was really helpful about taking the trip is that ATV Tours here, or Unique ATV Tours, and Rancho Las Pilas put out lots of signs along the roadway here, and they would tell you how many minutes it would take you to get to the ranch. So it really gave you a sense, knowing that it should take you 18. So we just passed a marker that said 6 minutes left, so we were 2/3 of our way there. I've seen some coates on the road. Lots of cows. We got some more.
Hey guys.
Whoa!
Hey, get that on video.
We got standards. So after 20 minutes on the dirt road, maybe 40 minutes, definitely less than an hour, we reached our destination, which is Rancho Las Pilas. And here is where we're going to grab some lunch and swim near the falls in these freshwater spring-fed pools. Looks like you got a few people here already. Here we are at Rancho Las Pilas, and we were not the first people here. We got a lot of their Can-Am commanders here. And obviously you have some 4x4s. People have come up by their motorbikes, and we see a few people over here who've come up by mountain bike. And they've got a gift shop, and we're gonna go check out all their facilities here in a moment. What a nice place. Some gardens here as well. Okay, and we're off. Let's go check out this place. Well, it says go explore restaurant and the Cascada waterfalls. The bikes. Hola. Looks like you had a good ride to get here. Restaurant. Hola, amigo.
Rancho Las Pilas.
Rancho Las Pilas.
Yes.
Our first time here. We're looking forward to being here.
Welcome to the beautiful jungle here.
Good.
Good morning.
Hello. Once you enter the facility, the first part is actually a large dining area under a palapa where they have their bar and their kitchen, and they have lots of wait staff, and everybody just greeted us very, very friendly. And then immediately following that, you can go down these stairs and you can see all the tables seating in these rocky little places. Actually, fairly private little space, which is great. And this is the first pool that they have. There's lots of pools here. I understand there's a total of 4. 2 are very natural, meaning that they were formed by the spring-fed stream here, and 2, they diverted the water and made some natural pools or semi-natural pools. So they were recessed as originally, and then they just built up some rock around it to make sure they were a little higher in water depth. But what a beautiful place. Lots of birds singing, and definitely lots of butterflies, and the sound of the water going through is just amazing. So where these pools and stream are located is perfectly natural. So you're in this ravine surrounded by all this foliage, lots of birds singing, the sound of the water. The only thing that's not natural, obviously, is the stone pathways that they've put in here and steps to make it easy for people to go from one location to the next.
This is the water from the river?
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
What a beautiful spot.
Como están?
Lots of fish in here. So who's going to be swimming with the fishes today? Besides me. What a beautiful pool. So all the pools are either a rocky bottom or a sand bottom. They were perfectly clean, perfectly natural, and the water temperature was just perfect. A little cool, but once you got into it, it was so refreshing and you didn't feel the coolness. I could imagine that this would be the very popular spot to come here later on when the temperatures get even higher and when the humidity rises. I know I would be looking for a place like this just to relax and cool off. Wow.
The tables all separated.
Lots of seating areas. This is spectacular. I think we're going to enjoy ourselves. Checking out all the levels here. Coming down to the rocks. Yeah. Oh. Wow. Beautiful crystal green water. Got the sun right in my camera though. Hard to get a good shot. That is so gorgeous. Even running out of the mountain right here. That is so cool. I think I'll have to come back when there's after lunch because the sun will be a little higher. Yep. Wow. What a spot.
Good find, this place.
What's that?
Good find.
Wow, what a beautiful place. Here's the restaurant. We got the stream on the far side of this pool. And then we have another one. And another natural one, plus the main one. And lots of different seating areas if you want to just get away from everybody. Be quiet, be right back in nature. Just perfect. Hold on, amigo. Just perfect. We've got these beautifully cut steps right down to the water. Such a natural feeling here too, and lots of birds in the trees we can listen to. Just perfect.
You swim here, right? This is where we go to the water?
Wow. Just gorgeous. You can hear all these birds in the trees, but I can't see them.
Yeah. This would be a table like this.
It doesn't get much better than this. Sitting in the middle of the jungle by a waterfall, ready to take a swim. Going to also get a beer here and some lunch. It's going to be fun today. Rancho Las Pilas. You got to check this place out. After our introduction into Rancho Las Pilas, we ordered some beers at a sort of hidden table on a rocky little shelf here, sitting all by ourselves. We got our beers, got our drinks, and just chilled for a bit before heading over to the pools for our swim. That looks good.
Looks nice.
What is it, sangria?
Sí.
Lemonade. So after we ordered our drinks, I decided to take another walk through the main dining hall and check out what the cooks were doing, and they were still making breakfast for some of the guests that arrived a little earlier than us. So I think these are chilaquiles the guy was making, and they sure look good. Well, that looks good. Breakfast. And the bar, fully stocked. Well, after a few drinks, we decided to hit the pools for a refreshing swim.
Okay. I need to get you a different phone so we can come and visit.
6 months.
Nice.
What a beautiful spot this is.
How'd you guys do this?
With the ATVs.
Yeah, we're doing a ATV tour, and I'm just...
Go, Nicole.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's nice. It's nice.
Looks wonderful. So, ladies, what do you think of Rancho Las Pilas? What a beautiful spot.
Woo! Oh, my goodness. Oh.
We have mermaids. So the facility has 4 different pools. The water is cool but not cold, and this is about the coldest time of the year as well. So once you get in, it takes you a very short amount of time to adapt. The 4 different pools, this is probably the main one here that I'm showing. It's in the stream, it's all natural. There's a small falls at the start. It's probably a good 6 feet deep. I know some people like myself will jump off the side here a little bit later on, but it's just a great place to get in. It has a sand bottom, and I think the 2 more natural pools, which are right in the stream, are sand bottoms, no rocks, and then the other 2 are sort of semi-man-made. They pipe the water into it, so it's a rocky bottom, very clear, and then how they made the pool was by basically building up some rock on one side so that it filled up to the depth that they wanted it to be. So in summary, 4 places to swim, lots of different places where you can get out on a sort of a rock ledge in your own dining little area, or you can go right up to the main dining hall and sit with a large group of people. So lots of options here. So I guess our next step after our swim here is we're going to grab a little bit of lunch. And everything is so professional, I'm sure that'll be good too. Taste to the falls.
Let's fall backwards.
Is it a sandy bottom?
It is.
Nice. This was my favorite pool of the 4 that they have here. You can swim up to this small waterfalls. It's fully natural. It's nice to listen to the water. And then over on the side here, they've actually piped the water around, and they've made this artificial waterfalls here as well. It's great to stand underneath that and get a little bit of a shower. Just a perfectly, crystal clear green waters here. It's just hard to beat. So relaxing, so enjoyable. Looks like you're in paradise.
I am.
What a nice spot to swim. Hola, ladies.
That's good. That's great. Oh, this is beautiful.
This is so refreshing.
As you say, once you're in here, it's beautiful.
Woo. Lose my hat.
Woo! Oh, you got it. You've got so much talent, Dave.
A star is born. Oh, what a nice spot.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love this.
Look at all the ferns, too. I love it.
Yeah, you want your Johnson?
Don't want to get right under the water?
What a beautiful spot. I said to Linda was saying to Tanya, I said to Jane, and then Linda told her, well, we'd like to do.
Well, that was certainly refreshing, and now I think we're just going to head up, find a place to sit on one of these rocky ledges and have some lunch. Really looking forward to that. So come along. So we all ordered some burritos and tacos and obviously a few beverages, and in short order they brought all our food out. All together nice and warm and looking delicious with all the trimmings. I can't tell you how much we enjoyed this. It was really fantastic. So after lunch I had one final thing to do, and that was to jump off the side here into this pool. It's a nice jumping spot, but you do need to be a little bit careful. It's one of the things I like to do. So while we were paying our bills for our lunch, the girls decided to take a little swing in these nice little hammocks that they had out front. What a perfect spot and great way to end our experience at Rancho Las Pilas. So now we're on our way. We're going to jump back into the ATV side-by-sides and head on back down the road and go for a little tequila tasting. But before that, I'll give you a quick glimpse of what they have in the souvenir shop here. Lots of dresses, bags, t-shirts, regular shirts, and obviously a lot of knickknacks. So here we go again, back onto the road, well, this dirt road anyways, and it's nice and winding, and we're heading on down the mountains. So great vistas of the Sierre Madre mountains here as we head on down the valley back to the paved road, or actually we're going to stop at a tequila place on the way, and I believe it's right on this dirt road just before we get to the more cobblestone road that we first turned off of to get here. This actually is really a lot smoother than I thought it would. It's got good suspension.
And we have 6 people.
Yeah, we were at the beginning like hanging on. It's like, no need to.
So we didn't pass too many people, but we had people come by us, and you can see that the level of dust created by these units here were actually not that great. And once you got by them, actually it cleared up pretty quickly. So again, dust is really not a problem when you take this excursion. So after about 15 minutes, we arrived at our destination, our next stop, and that is a place, or tequilery, where we're going to do a little bit of tasting, and it's all part of the tour. This looks like the spot. No English.
You drink tequila, you habla español.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got that. I'm speaking, just smelling it, I'm speaking more Spanish.
Yep, I'm saying that all the time. Okay, well, and also welcome and good afternoon, Carla. Carla is my name today.
So at the Tequilery, we met Carla, our hostess here, and she explained all there is to know about tequila, where they come from, the roots of the blue agave plant. She talked about the different types of tequila, the blondes, the anillos, the reposados, mezcals, and so forth. One thing I didn't know was that the mezcals have different animals inside them many times, and the different animals, such as scorpions or snakes, actually represent the region where they come from.
Okay, and now please, if you are ready, say arriba,
Arriba,
abajo,
abajo,
al centro,
al centro,
adentro.
adentro.
Salud.
Salud.
Drink it, please.
So while we were at the Tequilery, I think we tried something like 10 different tequilas, just small shots, so it wasn't too bad. All were delicious, and we ended up buying a couple of bottles. I tell you, I really like these little artisanal tequila places because you get some of the best stuff this way. And then after our final tequila tasting, it was back on our ATV, and we were going to hit the road and head on back to the shop. What a great tour. If you're looking for a unique excursion while you're in Puerto Vallarta, I can highly recommend Unique ATV Tours. I don't think you'll be disappointed. You get this great ride along city streets, cobblestone roads, along the Cuale River, and then into the mountains to Rancho Las Pilas, where you'll find this beautiful waterfalls, natural pools, all fed by springs, freshwater springs. Great place to sit back and relax and grab a great meal. And then on your way back, get to stop at a tequilery. I don't think it gets much better than this. So enjoyable, so varied. I think something for everybody. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like and subscribe.